Hi, my name is Dr. Chinwe Umegbolu, and I'm a lecturer, a lawyer, a podcaster, a researcher, and of course, an accredited mediator with a strong focus on conflict resolution, access to justice, and restorative approaches to dispute resolution. My work centers on promoting and disseminating the benefits, the advantages, the value of settling via alternative dispute resolution, also known as appropriate dispute resolution, or the traditional African method of settling disputes, or indigenous method, particularly mediation globally. What is mediation? Mediation is when you have a neutral third party settling disputes between two or more parties. It is fair, it is voluntary, it is party autonomous, where the parties have the right to end their mediation section or have the right to forego the mediation agreement if it has not been consented by the judge. So I disseminate the value of ADR, particularly mediation globally. I do this through my award-winning podcast, Expert Views on ADR Ever Video podcast show, and also as a co-host of ADR Across the Globe with Tony Guys. I also have taught ADR, family law. However, my dissemination and utilizing the use of podcasting is my main tools for reaching across different communities through these platforms alongside my academic publications. I have contributed to knowledge and supported individuals, organizations, and communities in resolving conflict in ways that are fair, respectful, sustainable, and of course, digitally. Because I've gotten feedbacks from various mediators in different jurisdictions on how the interviews I've put up with experts in England and Wales, in America, in different Brazil, in different jurisdictions that have been on my show have really helped them to, have a new perspective on how to incorporate various skills such as the collaborative law, such as restorative justice, into their settlement structures. And so I would say that these platforms have really helped and educated so many people apart from my publications. So I believe that mediation is not mainly about reaching an agreement. It is about forgiveness, reconciliation, restoring dialogue, dignity, and trust. I just sort of started, not sort of, I started a new research on using forgiveness. What happens after workplace conflict? Can the parties resolve or heal or recover via forgiveness? So I'm going to be having Stephen told free on my show to educate us on how we can use forgiveness to settle workplace conflict or recover after workplace conflict or dispute. So, for mediators and communities in Colombia and across Latin America, my key advice is this: always mediate with compassion and context. The world is already broken. How can we make the world a better place? How can we forgive and move on? Some people would say, no, not forgetting. But how can we forgive and move on and still work together? So, conflict is usually, most times, shaped by history, by inequality, by unfairness, by not being heard, by feeling maybe too small. That is the feeling some people would get, and that would trigger them. By being bullied or harassed, by being in a new community, they are not seen, or they are not acknowledged, or they are not shown kindness. This is a different ways conflict can arise. So essentially, it is shaped by inequality. It is shaped by lived experiences, and effective mediation must reflect these realities. Mediators should listen deeply. That's the first thing we are taught. Listen and ask open-ended questions. Create safe spaces for all voices to be heard, for all persons to be seen. And mediators should see mediation as a tool for reconciliation, as a tool for healing, forgiveness, for peace building, for making the world a better place, and not just problem solving. From all the research I've conducted so far, and from the books I read, articles, journals, I believe that mediation has the power to heal anything, any relationship. I've seen it in family law. I've seen it in the indigenous method of settling disputes. I've seen its power in restorative justice. So, and I've seen it in real life, my lived experiences. It has the power to strengthen communities, countries, make the world a better place. So, muchas gracias for the important work you're doing. I say, well done. Thank you for all the work you've put out there. Thank you for making the world a better place. Thank you for your contribution to the field of area, precisely mediation. Muchas gracias. Adiós. Ciao.